Welcome to ViewTheRace.com. This is the Newport Beach Triathlon bike course from Newport Beach, California. The bike course starts right on Back Bay Drive before heading right into the Upper Newport Bay Reserve. This nature reserve is an incredible area to both bike and run. This bike course will be an out and back course that will be repeated twice for a total of 15 miles. This is a very popular area with cyclists and runners and walkers. There's always a ton of people in here exercising. It's just a great place to work out. There is vehicle traffic allowed in this reserve, but it's only one way. So vehicle traffic's never really an issue in the reserve. The reserve is also almost perfectly flat, so you have a really good start to the bike course. Really, you can pick up some speed through here. Just an absolutely beautiful area for a race. There are a couple of really tight turns, such as this one on the course, but two very hard right-hand turns that you got to be aware of. Especially once the race is progressing, there'll be riders coming in both directions on this road, so you got to be aware of that. Stay on your side of the road. This little dip here, another thing to be aware of. It's the only real terrain change in the reserve, so there's always a few lost water bottles. You just want to make sure that you're prepared for that dip in the road. Really just a very fast bike course through the reserve. One factor that could slow you down in the reserve is the wind. If the wind is in your face, you are pretty exposed to the wind during this stretch. Another tight corner here. Again, stay to your side of the road as riders will be coming in the other direction. Again, the reserve is almost perfectly flat. Just some mild terrain changes, slightly up or slightly down. Really no hills to speak of at all until we exit the reserve. And as you can see, you're very exposed to the wind, especially on this side. Another tight corner. So that should give you a chance to get your legs warmed up after the swim. And as you pass through mile 3, now you're going to go into a very difficult climb. It's not overly long, but this hill is going to be, it's very steep. And at the top of the hill, you're going to go to the right. This hill always surprises people. It's a lot steeper than it looks. And then as soon as you take a right onto East Bluff Drive, the road's going to continue to go up. And just one long continuous hill. You're going to continue straight at the first stop sign. Still climbing slightly. Right about in this area, you're going to turn around and you're going to go back the way you came. Now, you're not going to go back into the reserve just yet, but you're going to go almost to Jamboree Road, and then you're going to turn around again and then head back towards the reserve. And now the road is going to be downhill into a really good downhill. So now you're going to have a very fast downhill, but at the bottom of this hill, you have to do a complete 180 and turn around and head back up. So you're going to get some nice speed going, but you have to come down to a complete stop right about here. So you kind of ruin the downhill, but as you turn around, now you have to go up a hill, and then you're going to take a right back into the reserve. So you got another little short hill here, and then you're going to take a right into the reserve into a very steep downhill. Now this is the hill that you went up, so you know how steep it is. It's extremely steep, and there'll be riders all over the road trying to climb this hill, so you really got to stay on your side of the road. Very, very steep. You got to watch your speed and watch for riders coming in the other direction, because they're going to be struggling coming up this little hill. And then after you get down to the bottom of this hill, now the road's going to flatten out, and you know it's flat basically all the way to the end. So we're just going to work our way through the reserve. And again, I can't emphasize it enough. Make sure you stay on your side of the road. There will be tons of cyclists coming in the opposite direction, especially on these tight corners. So once you exit the reserve, you're going to go back to almost where you started, and you're going to turn around, and then you're going to repeat this whole bike course for a second time. So 2 loops on the bike. Really is a great bike course, and throwing that hill in there towards the end, you know, in the middle of the loop, just mixes things up and just keeps everybody honest. And then you get the beautiful views of the reserve. Really, really great bike course. Here's the dip. Another one of those tight corners. As long as the wind isn't completely in your face, you should be able to maintain a pretty high rate of speed in the reserve. There's really nothing to slow you down. And as you can see, it's very popular with both runners and cyclists. Always a ton of people in this working out. Now as you exit the reserve, again, you're going to just go a little ways down Back Bay Drive, and then you're going to either turn around and repeat the course or head out on the run. Thank you for viewing the race at viewtherace.com.